Hello people of the internet, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be talking about how you can make the most of your cochlear implant if you have one. I've had a cochlear implant for about a year and a half now. About a year and a half. So I have had a bit of practice, but it's still kind of fresh enough in my mind that, I still remember like what it was like when I first got it. So my first tip is to practice. The more you use your cochlear implant, the more natural it will sound. And I would recommend starting by listening to familiar sounds and voices, and with combining it with lip reading. Don't try and go too difficult too quickly, and then start moving on to things like music and unfamiliar voices, unfamiliar accents, that sort of thing, once you start getting a bit better. The more you practice, the more your brain will start to adapt and get used to it. Step number 2 is to work with your audiologist. Your audiologist is the person that has seen many people with cochlear implants and can help you with a lot of stuff. They know what they're doing. So they can help you adjust your settings. If you have any questions, they can answer your questions, support, that sort of stuff. Attend all of your follow-up appointments. Don't think like, oh, I'm fine now, so I'm not going to go back. Attend them and let your audiologist know what you are struggling with, what situations you do really well in. Pay attention to what things you struggle with. So for example, for me, for a while it was people with lower pitched voices I was really struggling to hear. So I told them that, and they could adjust my settings, bring up the lower pitches a bit. They can ensure that everything's working correctly. They can install firmware updates on your processor. They can do all of that. So talk to your audiologist, work with them. They're your key person. Tip number 3 is to either join a support group or find other people that have cochlear implants and speak to them, because there are some things that you'd only pick up by talking to other people that are using them. So for example, even things like, what do you do if you need to wear it with like swimming goggles? Or like, what do you need to do if you need to wear a hat or like a bicycle helmet? How do you make that work? Those are the things that your other cochlear implant user friends, those are the things that they can help you with. Just the like actual practical day-to-day things of living with a cochlear implant. Like, oh, if you go on holiday, how do you charge it? That sort of stuff. They're your people. If you don't want to go in like the idea of support group sounds a bit like, to me, that conjures up an image of like a load of people sitting around in a circle complaining about stuff. But it doesn't have to be like that. I consider my YouTube channel like my support group, because I always get people that come on and they'll tell me like, oh, here's like a tip I've got, I use this system or whatever. And that's actually really helpful. So yes, support group, other people with cochlear implants, useful resource. Point number 4, be patient. It's completely normal to not be able to understand anything after your first appointment. It's going to take you a while to start understanding stuff. Don't get discouraged if your cochlear implant activation isn't a miracle. I think a lot of people have the idea that you put on a cochlear implant and you can suddenly hear. That's not really true. It takes a lot of work. So give yourself time. Be aware, like let yourself have breaks. If you're getting overwhelmed by the sound and you just need a break, take off for 10 minutes and have a break. That's fine. Live your life. Number 5, use assistive devices and technology. Technology is your friend. Once you've got a cochlear implant, you're essentially a cyborg, so you're going to have to get over any technophobia that you've got and get good with your technology. Many devices can help you hear better with your cochlear implant. For example, I have an app on my phone. It's called Roger Voice. It's not connected to the Phonak Roger system. It's a different thing. And it's an app on your phone that it's quite expensive, but it allows you to make very accurate captioned telephone calls. So I can talk on the phone absolutely fine through that because I can. I've got the Nucleus 7 processor, so it has Bluetooth. So I'm having the Bluetooth streaming from my phone to my cochlear implant, and I have the captions. So if I start to get a bit lost, I've got the captions. It does cost quite a bit of money, but for your independence, that can be helpful. An FM system like the Phonak Roger On that I've got, which uses a receiver on your cochlear implant processor. It also works with hearing aids. That's really helpful. Get to grips with one of those. Let me grab my Phonak Roger thing. It's got this wire as well, so I can plug this into my laptop and listen to things on there. It's quite a nice looking device. This is really helpful in lectures and stuff where I can put this on my lecturer and I can hear them. It's also got a table mode. This also has an app on your phone. This is the My Roger Mic app. There's a lot of Rogers. The My Roger Mic app for this thing. So you can put it on a table and you can pick which directions you want on the table. Use that. If you have the Nucleus 7, get the smart app. Learn how to adjust the volume. Forward focus, learn how to use that. That directs so you can only hear from the front. I don't know if other brands have an equivalent sort of thing, but they're good. So an external microphone like the Cochlear Mini Mic or the Phonak Roger On can really help in noisy environments or when you have to hear something far away. The range on your cochlear implant is about 2 meters. If someone's further away from you than 2 meters and you need to hear them, or it's noisy, that's when you need to start thinking, I need an assistive device. That's my thing. But sometimes you forget that you're supposed to be, you forget about those things. So if you just think 2 meter rule, that's my thing. Yeah, you can always talk to your audiologist or, if you are in school and you have a teacher of the deaf or something that can help you, they can recommend these sort of things and tell you what's going to be the most helpful for you, because obviously that will vary. Different makes and models might be better with different systems. Speak to them. Yeah, my final kind of closing point is cochlear implants are great and they're a really useful tool, but they are not magic. It takes a lot of work and time and patience and practice for you to be able to get the maximum benefit out of it. Cochlear implants have the power to make your life a lot easier, but only if you use them right. So please take these tips into your life. Leave any of your useful tips in the comments. And thank you for watching. Bye.